in the HTML, we have a script which include the script we are going to generate later is in the dist folder. Index.js. Oh, is everything I need to enlarge. This is the major JavaScript file in us. So what I have is this object destruction and also a new function, array.includes. So they are not supported by IE, but supported by Chrome. And let me see. Let's go to package.json. So there are 3 scripts: npm start, where you can open your web app; npm build, we just use webpack to build; and analyze, we are going to use a tool to visualize our generated bundle. And Babel. Babel basically includes the Babel preset env. That is what we are doing right now in P2P. We support up to IE 10 and iOS 7. So I'll just put it here. Finally, the config.js. So I put the mode to development just for easy to see, and it will generate a file called index.js and put it on the dist. Let me enlarge it. And this is the Babel loader to use Babel, and this is just for bundle analyzer. That's it. So pretty straightforward. So the first thing we want to do is let's just npm run build it. Actually, I have several things here. Let me delete them first. Yeah, and we can do it together. And so what I want you to see is that in here, that is if we go to dist index.js, we will see that so our hypothesis is the ... should disappear, right? Because we are transpiling to IE. So yeah, so that is so it becomes concat dot something. So and where is our previous code? Just to compare. So this is our previous code. This is ... includes, and now it's transpiled to this. What about includes? So it still have includes here because we don't do because this is a polyfill. But since we don't do any polyfill at this moment, I think this will break in IE. It should work in Chrome. Let's do that. Let's npm start. Hey, say. So this is so this works. I just put some message there to show it works.
Yeah, IE says object doesn't support property or method.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I want. All right, so should we trust you, or shall we do it? Okay, cool. So let's just trust him. So I won't waste time for that. So IE doesn't work. So how to make IE work? Let's do this. So I think many teams are doing that. So just import Babel polyfill. So I have already included the Babel polyfill as a dependency in the package.json, so you don't need to install it more. And let's do it. Let's do another build. Actually, when I was doing that build, there is another thing I want to turn on. So in Babel, you can say, in Babel.js, you can say debug equals to true. So it will output more information for you. And now let me npm run build. Not sure if you can see it. So we can see, okay, so Babel is using targets, IE, and and it's using a lot of plugins to transpile the syntax. Using polyfills, no polyfills were added. Oh, not sure. Probably something online. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. It says no polyfills were added, but actually we were adding. Did I add that? Index.js. Okay, I'm actually adding that, but probably Babel is not aware of that from the config, so it says doesn't add anything. But if we go to, but by the way, look at our file size. Something weird with my laptop. I don't know. It's 437K. Whereas previously we have 3.96K. So this definitely is not right. We are only doing this small JavaScript file. How come it's 400? So if we go to here, this file also become, this is the dist, the generated index.js file. That is also much bigger. If we search includes, we should be able to see, yeah, that is the polyfill for array.includes. So the polyfill is there. So now we can run npm run analyze. So this is the Webpack bundle analyzer I have included. This will help us see what's in our generated file in a very nice visualization. So okay, that is all we have actually. So that is our index.js, and the biggest part is no module actually. So for the parser size, it's 84K. That is what the client side browser will need to pass download pass. And where is our file? So our file is almost invisible. I mean, our real index. Okay, this is no, still no. Yeah, it's probably somewhere hidden. I don't know. Yeah, so this is definitely this is best. By the way, many of the many repos we are doing actually. So we're trying to avoid that. Any problems so far? Good.
Works in IE now.
Yeah, works definitely. Yeah, thanks for verifying that. Now we have provided all the polyfills that IE need, and yeah, IE is happy, and Chrome is also like why I'm getting all these things. Okay, so now we can try to make, but even for IE, it's huge. It's like overly bloated. So let's try to make it smaller. So that is the thing Babel has built for us. It's called use built-ins usage. So with this, yeah, it's just a one line. With this, Babel is going to do a static analysis of our code and only provide the polyfills that we need. So, by the way, at this time, we're still on IE on browser. And now if we do npm run analyze, probably. Okay, so this looks much better. So this is previously, and it is. And if we hover over it, we can see the parser size is 6K. Whereas previously, the parser size is 86K. So it has, so yeah, so it analyzes our code and find out, okay, only includes is needed. So it only includes the related polyfill to includes. Okay. Everyone is there? Cool.
Is usage the keyword that like reads each file to see what we need?
Yeah, this is basically a magic. So what it does is actually it will so for each individual file it will do an analysis, and for any polyfill it needs it will add a line like include import, let's say array that includes that polyfill on top of each file. So if we have multiple files, it will add those imports to each of the file. But because we are using Webpack, it won't redundantly include those files. So for one polyfill, it will still be included only once.
So you don't need any more of this Babel polyfill import, like I would say, so basically you can.
Yeah, good catch. Yeah, so Babel also give us a very nice suggestion here. So we don't need any this thing.
So if you remove now the like bundle size will stay the same or it will be less?
Let's see.
So now
Stay the
it's
same.
6K, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really need it actually. So it will
Ignore it.
yeah, it will just ignore it. Yeah. So you shouldn't include the Bible polyfill anymore. But even if you include it by mistake, it's actually fine. Yeah. So if you see the suggestion here, so it says when setting usage, polyfills are automatically imported when needed. Please remove it or use this entry instead. So what this entry does is that, so with this entry config, you will need to put this import Bible polyfill back in, but still you won't include all the polyfill. Instead, it will replace this statement. It will replace this statement with a set of all the polyfills you need. So you will say include array or include whatever, include promise.
So the size will stay the same or like it will be bigger?
For entry, it will be bigger. It will be the same as before. But what it does, it can differentiate the different browsers, which we are looking into later. Because currently we are only targeting an IE. We are not using differential serving yet.
Tony, for introduction, are you using the usage option or for P2P, which option?
Currently, we're using entry.
Entry.
Yeah. So, by the way, for usage, it's I think before Babel 7.3, it's still experimental. Now it's actually more stable. We probably will try again. So before when we were using this usage, we actually see some problem in P2P. So that's why we fall back to entry. So it will still bring all the polyfill to IE, but for Chrome, it won't do any polyfill. So that's good enough for us. But if you want to get better on IE experience, yeah, try using usage and see if your app has any problem. Yeah, we will try it also later probably. Okay, so now if we use usage, actually, IE is also happier. Okay, but still, Chrome doesn't get the best experience because in Babel they actually have called ES modules. So instead of listing your browsers explicitly in Babel, they also have a magic word called ES modules, and if you say true, so for ES module it means basically the browsers that support the ES modules natively. Basically, you can do import, export directly rather than to require a module.export those things. So this is the way how Babel distinguish modern browser versus legacy browsers. And for browsers that support ES modules, they are also much likely they support all those ES 2015 syntax and functions. So Babel use a browser list to check what the browsers support these and only provide and we'll do things accordingly. So in here, let's probably let's make it a function probably, because we are going to have different presets anyway. So let's say get presets. So I just want to turn this thing and get presets. Yeah, basically, since this configuration is a JavaScript file, it's a JS file, we can do whatever we want to. So I just create a function, so we are easier to modify later. So yeah, probably let's try it out for now. So what I did, the major change is just I comment out these browsers and use ES modules instead.
Can you verify your using targets in the build? Just to see if it's
Oh,
after you.
you mean to this?
Oh no, put back in the ES modules, but if you run the npm build.
npm
one
run
more
build.
time,
Yeah.
just to make sure it's still.
Yeah, so it's back to 3K, 4K probably. So it's yeah. Let's look into the con.
One
So
of the things I noticed was that on the iOS it's at 10.3 right now. So if you're not specific, it actually goes up a little higher.
yeah, so with this you are not supporting IE10 actually. You are only supporting all the modern browsers. So this is the in the Bible list. So this is the browsers we are supporting with this config. And this plugin, that's fine. Polyfills. Let me remove that. It will just confusing. Let me remove it. And let me build again. I see the. So it says, based on your code and the targets, no one was added. So that's cool because I'm targeting at modern browsers and no polyfill is needed. That's correct. If you want to, you can verify on Chrome, it should work, and on IE, you will probably have the same issue. Yeah, cool.
Related questions.
Yeah.
How are you guys testing on IE with the Mac?
Oh, yeah.
Browser stack.
Browser stack,
Browser stack.
which PayPal needs to buy a site license for, because they can't tell how many times I see someone on Slack say, hey, does anyone have a browser stack license?
Oh, I don't know about that. I actually use this VirtualBox thing. Is it?
Oh, they let you do that?
Yeah, so
because-
I don't know.
Yeah, InfoSec has kind of looked.
Oh, really?
That, yeah.
Ah.
Or did you get? Did they install that VM for you?
No, I just downloaded.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Just to pretend you don't see it.
Don't say too much on Slack.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, then skip it.
Can you change the user again and still try to check this?
I don't think that would do anything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I think we are ready to get this differential serving. So basically, as you see here, we want two different settings, right? For IE, we want targets to browsers. For modern browsers, we want targets to ES modules. So let's just make it a function. We need something. Let's say it's env. We just passing, and let's say I will do is modern probably, and say it's modern. So I will pass in whether it's a modern browser or legacy browsers. And for Babel doesn't like both to be there, so we have to get either one. Either it's browser or it's a module. So the most straightforward way probably is use this ... So if it's modern browser, actually if it's not modern browser, and I will do this. So this will say, okay, if it's not modern browser, use this and deconstruct it. And whereas if it is modern browser, I will do this. And does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. And then I will, so we need to, another thing that here is that, so we basically need to say it's modern, and another thing we need to say, whatever, Lexi. So we need to tell Babel to use these two different configs accordingly. So there is one thing that Babel provides is the Babel environment name. So in one config, we can say environment, and this can be whatever. I just call it modern. If it's modern, I'll say presets equals to this. If it's legacy, I will just use these presets. Let me make it bigger.
So this ENV is given by Babel, the model.
Yeah, that is reserved word for Babel. So whenever it sees this, it will say, okay, there are different environments, and it will do. Then we will tell Babel to use one environment later, but it will have the two configs here. Everyone see it? Okay, then how do we tell Babel which environment we should use? Babel is loaded in this case we're using Webpack, and Babel is loaded in here, the Babel loader. This is the webpack.config.js. And this Babel loader, they includes called Babel options. And in Babel options, we can pass whatever options we want and they provide a env name, and we can say it's, let's say it's modern. Then we can pass it down to them. Property is not allowed. Interesting. Let's see. It's a Babel option. Babel options. Anyway, let's see if it works. So if we do build, invalid configuration. Okay. Okay. What's the
I
name?
think it's just options. In your Webpack config, in your
Options.
you just have options.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just double check.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Fail.
Yeah, it's probably better to, oh yeah, options. Okay, cool. So let's build it. So yeah, from the size it seems good. It's targeting at these modern browsers. Good. If we say Lexi, it should target at IE10, right? Yes, it's targeting at IE10, iOS 7. So yes, it's parsing it correctly. Now the problem is how do we generate both at the same time? So again, let's make it a function. So we can take something. Let's say get configs. And so it needs to return this whole thing. This whole thing. I don't know. Oh, it's the copy paste that.
You have sound effects in your copy paste?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's a new laptop, so.
That's the standard.
Okay. So I use the arrow function, but just to make it more consistent. Let me just do this. Return a function. Actually, let me just make it a const. Get templates equals to, wait, so we need to pass something here. Let's say it's hey, nice, that's good. That's it. Hey, cool. Actually, okay, anyway. So we need to pass a name to it, and let me just comment. Okay. So this name will be say modern or Lexi or something, and we can just pass it down here. Let's say let's change it. It will be name. And we probably also need to change the output file name. Otherwise, it's gonna override the other one. So let's say it's, let's just call it name here. So it will be index.modern.js or index.lexi.js. Okay, looks good. And now we need to export something. So this is another thing here. It's another magic here. So previously we just export this function that is supported, but now we need to export an array. This is called multi-compiler mode. So in Webpack, if you export an array, for each array, you will going to build a set of JavaScript bundle for you. So now we want a JS modern file, and we need to put it in the Lexi file. So we just put it here. Okay, let's see if it works. Cool. So you see here we have index.modern.js and index.lexi.js. Let's go to our, yeah, that index.js is what we generated before. So here, modern.js. It has 100 lines, looks good. Lexi.js. Why Lexi.js? Oh, okay. So it has about 500 lines, which also looks fine. We can test it in IE and oh, not yet. We can't test it yet because our HTML doesn't know which one to load. But any questions so far? Everyone is following along? Yeah, that is the best trick actually.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you don't necessarily need Babel 7 to do this, right?
No. Yeah. So Babel 6 also
Yeah.
supports this as well. Yeah. But I would highly suggest you to upgrade. I think Babel 7 brings a lot of better stuff actually. Yeah. Okay, then we have 3 more minutes. I think we can make it. The last question. So now we have two JavaScript bundles. How does the browser know which one to load? And the trick is here. So currently it's still index.js, right? So if we do it like, index.js shouldn't exist at all. Let me just delete it. Where's delete? Right. Delete anyway. Right. So it should be index.modern.js and lexi.js. So it needs to include one of them. So so the community, someone comes up with a really clever idea. So this change, so the goal is for Lexi browsers, we shouldn't ask them to make any change. They should just work for this differential serving. As for modern browser, they can implement some new protocols that the old browser they don't recognize, and only recognized by the new browser. So they come up with this type. So if we are not specifying the type, this script will default to application JavaScript, and only that it will the browsers will download it. And they come up with a new protocol called module. So with this new type, the legacy browsers they don't recognize it. So they theoretically they shouldn't download it at all. So they will just skip it. Whereas for the modern browser, they implement this protocol and they will download and execute this. What about this legacy browser? So if like this, the modern browser will download this script as well, right? So they will redundantly download. So they come up with another thing called no module. So if the modern browser sees this field, it will just skip that. Whereas the legacy browsers, they just ignore this field and continue to download this. Yeah, that's it. So now each side will be happy. Okay.
Yeah, just quick note, like this not modular, right? It doesn't work for IE10, which we found.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, Safari 10, which we found like in our live feature. So some browsers, for some reason, they like don't understand this no module attribute and low on both, but the percentage of browsers very low.
Yeah.
Hope probably like.
Yeah. So this.
In the future, they will disappear.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. So this solution seems perfect, but there are some caveats here. Like, yeah, as you mentioned, Safari 10.1, that version, it's a bug for them. They doesn't support no module, but it's fixed in Safari 11. The good thing is that there is a workaround. So if you include this small script, it will work for Safari 10 as well. And there is another issue for IE. IE is always so.
Downloads both.
Yeah, they download both bundles. But there is, and we have a workaround as well. So because we are using still Dust template, so we can just say, okay, if it's an IE, just include these modules. Otherwise, we will do the thing we have done before. But it really depends on whether you really care about IE, right? Because
Using IE, you take the risk.
I mean, the most important thing here is that the mobile, they are downloading a slicker bundle because that's the most constraint for mobile users. For IE, they are desktop anyway, so it's probably not that bad, even if they download both bundles. But yeah, we have a workaround anyway. Yeah. Okay. Glad that we make it.
Yep. It's working on IE right there.
Oh, cool. Thanks for
I can see
help
both
verifying.
buttons on the network tab.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
And also for the polyfill package, it's not managed by Node Infra. I think it's
Oh,
managed
really?
by Consumer Web.
Oh, consumer web. So who is that? Oh, it's Dan Rivers. Let's see.
Nice punt.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Yes.
Polyfill Node Web. It's under
Oh, yeah. It's
right?
consumer web. Yeah.
Performance problem, that's why we wanted everything to shoot to the differential.
So are there any apps in paper that currently does this kind of a
Yeah, P2P has already pushed it to live. Yeah.
PP.me was using this, and that's
Really?
and that's when I found out, like, it was taking a longer time, like a 3 second to even to get the polyfill. I mean, that's why Dong generated that difference, right? If
Yeah.
When you're on a slower network, even to get the polyfill, it may take 3 seconds, so your app will not boot up.
Yeah, it's worse because it's really blocking the other
Yeah.
things from downloading and executing, and we also use P2P also used to use polyfill no web, and it's not supporting symbol. It's also a bug for the polyfill library, so it caused our live issue as well for IE.
So I'll
So
update this.
eventually we remove
Move
that.
to the
Yeah.
differential setting.
Right. So I think the best thing is that it does not only make it faster, but it also solve the polyfill issue permanently, basically. So hopefully we will no longer see IE issue on live. That's really no fun.
It's supposed to reduce the time
Maybe
yeah.
PayPal should have an option to do this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they should. Yeah, it will be nice to include it rather than doing manually.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom.